Evening everyone, hope you're well. Anytime Notebook time. I guess that time of the week where I talk for about 5 or 6 minutes about 3 goal scorers, give you every justification under the earth to back them, put up some decent reasoning, and then we sit there on a Saturday and watch Soccer Saturday and watch as none come in. We will continue this week. Just a couple of weeks left, so let's approach the end of the season with some positivity. 3 good selections I think this week. Perhaps not the biggest of prices, but to be honest, I just want to back a winner. I just want to back any winner at all. Hopefully, Jack Midson is going to be the man who brings the bacon home. Wimbledon versus Morecambe. Neil Ardley seems to be becoming a bit of a relegation specialist. Stayed up on the last day of the season last year, and as soon as that threat of relegation started to appear this season, Wimbledon's form started to turn around. 4 unbeaten at the moment. They beat Southend a couple of weeks ago, beat Plymouth last week as well, so head into this game with some decent form. Against the Morecambe side, they haven't won away in 12 and have the worst defensive record on the road in the division as well. Jack Midson, a good player in this game who can kind of hold his own against a pretty tough tackling minded Morecambe defence. He missed the 1-1 draw earlier in the season versus Morecambe, but before that he'd scored 3 in his last 4. I think these sides have only played a handful of times against each other anyway, so obviously a decent record. Midson's in a bit of form as well, goes off at a pretty short price at 2-1, but there's some fairly decent reasoning there. He's got a good record against Morecambe, and I think Morecambe are still banging trouble, aren't they? So Wimbledon, I don't know what price they are, but should be able to cause that Morecambe defence no end of problems. So we'll put him up first of all. Preston look a natural selection, I think, considering the form that they're in. Won their last 4 at home, scoring 15 in the process as well. Stuck 6 past Carlisle, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago? 5 past Shrewsbury last week. So obviously Simon Grayson looking to head into the playoffs in a fairly decent run of form. They host Gillingham this weekend, who have, I guess, outperformed early season expectations. Change of manager probably done them the world of good. However, 5 away games against teams in the top 6. This will be the last away game against a team in the top 6 that they face this season. Conceded 17 goals already in those 5 games. So obviously head to Preston with a bad record against the better sides in the division. I think there's a clear divide between the top 2 and the top 6 from the rest of this division. So I think echoed in the fact that they conceded 6 at Orient, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago? Or was that even? Yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago. So I'll tell you who I was going to back. First of all, I was going to take a chance that Simon Grayson might chop and change the starting 11 a bit and put up Josh Brownhill, who's a young player who his first senior goal was against Gillingham earlier in the season, but always a chance that he'll be on the bench. That's me getting who I would have backed out the way. Who I am going to back is Alan Brown, who might be one just flying under the radar. He's another Preston youngster. Handful of appearances as a substitute, made his first senior start in that game against Carlisle and scored as well. Difficult game away at Brentford, and then was a man of the match in the 5-2, was it, against Shrewsbury last week? So he's a player, plays in midfield, likes getting forward. From we don't know much about him. I don't know much about him. I haven't seen him, but suggests that he's the kind of player that you might want on your side at a decent price, and that's what he is this week. So we'll put him up at 11-2. And then finally, Orient. Leighton Orient look another good side. I thought they were really good. If you saw that game against Wolves over the bank holiday weekend, lost 3-1, but could easily have got 3 or 4 goals of their own. Wolves goalkeeper was in inspired form. If you need a winner, you put up Dean Cox, who's already scored 15 goals this season. A really good return in a decent run of form. So I think he scored about 3 in his last 4 as well. So they host, we haven't talked about anything about who they host yet. Tranmere, who are obviously fighting for their lives at the bottom of the division. Saw 11-4 for Tranmere to get relegated, which I thought was pretty decent. They're only a point above the bottom 4. I think they got Bradford at home next weekend. Lost their last 3, or without a win, in their last 3, without a goal in their last 3 as well. I think they still need a point or 2 just to stay up. I know Carlisle have got a couple of games in hand, I think. But depending on what happens this weekend, if they get a heavy defeat, then their goal difference doesn't look too good either. So they could easily find themselves behind kind of Crewe, Carlisle, definitely Notts County in the goal difference stakes as well. So that's one to keep an eye on. But yeah, Dean Cox in good form against a Tranmere side that are struggling. So we'll put him up 130. Dean Cox, Alan Brown 11-2 for Preston, and Jack Midson 2-1 for Wimbledon as they head to Morecambe. Whatever you're backing, be lucky, and hopefully I'll see you on the other side when we're talking up 3 winners.